Hey everyone, and welcome back to Farming Simulator in the Highlands. We are trying to speedrun the castle, and we're having pretty good progress so far. So far we have done a whole lot of harvesting, we've got some wood stuff going, and I'm in the final phases of our harvest by picking up the swath as hay bales. This will be probably the only time we'll do hay bales because they're not financially that important. But we will have them importantly hang around if we happen to do some cow type product. As you can see in the background, I have done some, and they do need to be picked up. Today's goal is to do a little bit more delivery of the wood products. We have done a couple of loads. The last episode we did that heavily, and in particular we gave up on the idea of trying to use an auto load, and we actually went manual. And it was a bit okay. The grappler and stuff did an okay job. I have made the decision between episodes to just use super strength to load the trailer, but we will have the lease of the trailer with the one which has the crane, so it will cost us money. Risky, I'm just avoiding the frustration of how hard it is to use the grapple on those trailers to pick up logs. But as long as we have about 20,000 litres in the sawmill, it'll be running at capacity, and that's what is important. Before I continue doing this, actually I'll just finish this 100%. Actually no, I'm going to stop it there. What I want to do is get the New Holland. They have finished doing the windrowing up here on the grass hill. It's not going to be too important for us to have that done today. The cows are fed good enough, and so are the sheep. So we can just put this windrower back in the shed. What I do want to do with the New Holland here is run across to the shop and get our automatic bale loading trailer that we never brought home. As a reminder of people who haven't seen the series, or just a reminder, we are trying to do basically a release only playthrough here. So the goal is to lease all the equipment and not worry too much about owning stuff, and then the ultimate goal here is to get the castle built as soon as possible. That's why we're focusing on all of the wood stuff first off. I think since these hay bales are so light, what I might do is just pick them up and put them in the trigger, so that way I don't have to worry about delivering anything. Now we'll have grass off of that field that we were just in at some point, but for now I can just put this here. The sheep can be happy, and it doesn't have to be a thought anymore. And also it means that I won't hit it with the tractor as I go by. Not too hard. I mean, these things are great at the start of the game because you can lift them with any strength, but they do become quite cumbersome later on when you want to do bigger stuff or larger capacity of stuff. Left and right here is all our commodities that we brought over, so hopefully all of those will handle what we want to do for a while. And yeah, it's looking good. Between episodes I was debating about the future of the cows. Currently they're in a pen that doesn't make milk, so we're kind of losing part of their commodity. So I'm thinking that across here on the left hand side I might make a field there, and I also want to make a field about where the cows are. So we'll sacrifice the cows, we'll just sell them off, get that land back. That land I pointed to we will also turn into ploughed land, and we will then move the cows into a barn. I have not got a loan at this point, and I think I am willing to get a $500,000 loan just so we can afford to do a cow shed, but that will be after we've got this current season or this current month all sussed out. That'll be in the future. So those cows, I'm not planning to put much more effort into them, and particularly at the moment there's only I think 15 in that field, but it actually supports like over 100. So that's another aspect to it. And talking of plows, we will need a plow. I have decided it's going to be easier to plow fields rather than to weed them and everything else and cultivate them. So if I can find plows, where are you? Too far south, aren't I? I need to go up a further. Windrowers, it's grass. Yeah, way too down, aren't I? Sprayers, rollers. No. Where is it? Where is the plows? Plows. Oh, right here at the top. Yep, I have a mod installed. This Lizard mod, this Lizard subsoiler. It is fantastic. I'm going to get the 9-meter variant. And I think this will be one of the rare things I don't lease. How much does the leasing cost? Yeah, let's lease it. This is what we're doing throughout the series. And we're seeing if it's prudent to do a playthrough with just leasing equipment rather than buying it. This has a front linkage, nice, so we should be able to put the plow on the front. This actually attaches both sides of the device. So we'll put that on the front, fold it up, and then we'll grab our bale trailer and head over to the farm and start picking up some of those bales. Yeah, this cow farm to our right is quite big, and I would much more prefer it to be a field, much like the space right behind it. So I think that's going to be a priority, and then the cows can just go into a shed-like structure up near the actual just farm itself. When I was doing the balings, I did make a slight mistake. I forgot to set the width, or the size. So there's a couple that are the smaller ones, which I think is this one. Yeah, so these are the 125 rather than the 150s. So we'll get those first and find somewhere to dump them off. As I said, the plan is just to use this for cows in the future. So we don't need to have too many, but we do probably want to place them somewhere they're kind of useful, so we don't have to push them around and reposition them too much. I think this one and the one in front of us are the only ones that are the small size. I think that one to our left is a biggie. Come on. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's a big one, and I'm pretty sure that's a big one, and I'm pretty sure that's a big one. If we touch it, it should say, hey, this is the wrong size. Or I should just ignore it. Yeah, there it goes. Alright, I'll put these small ones on this area here. The clearage with the front is a little bit of a worry, so I'm not planning to go too far in. I'm worried we won't be able to pick them up too easily. And then they can be the first candidates to go into a cow shed that hopefully we'll put down relatively soon. Yeah, I think that a cow shed right there in that space right there would be fantastic. Might have to cause some terraforming, but that shouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And come down. You can see the bar moved out a little bit as it was a slightly bigger bale. We'll pick up these last 5, and then we can get this New Holland to start ploughing the field. The goal of this series is to keep the AI worker busy. We want as many people to be working at the same time to maximize our profits. And we'll have to be very judicious about buying industries. So like, for example, we may have wheat, and the question is, do we want to put that into a flour mill? Do we want to buy the flour mill or not? I'm tempted to buy maybe the first level of industry, but not the second one. I think that probably is the most prudent thing to do. We'll put this in this field. Dump that off. Go pick up the plow. And which way is the tongs? The tongs are facing forward. That means this is the way it should be. And we'll get the AI to do some ploughing. If you do ploughing, you don't get weeds. So that should be pretty good. We did buy herbicide, but we don't have a herbicide spreader, so not the biggest deal. Actually, it might go clockwise. It seems to be the direction that it likes to do. So as you can see, we are not running precision farming. We're just doing normal. And if we look at the map and the what's needed, you can see that this field needs to be ploughed. And they say they don't, which is great news. I haven't worked out what planter we're going to do, but I do know that ploughing helps with that. So we may just plough all the fields. We'll work that out. So you, in theory, should plough the fields. Now this mod is a little bit OP. Are you doing the middle first? Okay, you're doing the middle first. All right. So next thing, that's doing that. This is in the field. And yeah, all right. So I think the prudent thing to do is let's deliver some wood, and then that could be the last delivery for the day. It is getting into the night, and since the worker is busy on that other field, I don't think it's a big deal. Let's do that delivery, and we'll have to make sure that we don't go through our fence. Yeah, so if we get rid of this field on the left and then make another field where all this wood is, then that should work pretty well. What's their headlight command? I turned the headlights on by mistake and I don't want them. Headlights. What is headlights? There it is, B. Shift B. So this trailer thing was okay. It's just, it has kind of the strength to pick up a tree, but it's also a little bit finicky. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving it at the back here so that it won't slide out this way as I'm playing with super strength. So I've got the lumberjack mod installed. So what you do is you double tap Alt, and that gives you super strength, and it also gives you a longer reach. And so then I kind of specifically try to pick it up at an angle which I know is going to help me get onto here, and then yeah, it's just a matter of picking them up. As I said, I tried to use it. It was okay, but I don't want that to be, you know, what's going to be on camera non-stop as me having troubles here. And as long as we're releasing the crane, I think that's not the worst balance here. You know, it's not like I've got a trailer without the $30,000 crane on it, and I'm getting the benefit of super strength. It's just that I'm role playing that I am using the crane, but it is mysteriously happening rather than practically. So yeah, this is getting cleared up nicely. Yeah, if we log all this as well, this is all the stuff that the excavator that we have hired, this one over here, can't do. This will give us a nice little additional piece of farmland, and I think that will work quite well. So we won't need much more logs, as in we'll have enough property to get our logs to keep the sawmill busy. So each one of these loads is about 10,000 litres, and we need about 18,000, 20,000 per day to keep it busy. So I think that's going to work out okay. Yeah, this piece of land here is screaming to be a farm as well, like a field. And in we go. This is going to be load number 3. So I'll throw 7,000 the first time, 10,000-ish the next time. What will this be? As you can see, we've got 15,000 in the tank already, and it's going to go up to 30,000. Oh, I had about 15,000 on it. Let's have a look at the production. So yeah, we can still put a fair bit more in here, another 100 or so thousand. And 24 times 400, so it's roughly doing 9,000 a day of that one, and then 24, yeah, so about 18,000 a day. So we've got over a month's worth there. That is good news. Let's get this guy home. Our ploughing guy is doing a great job over here. Once they finish the headlands, we'll set them off on that other field that we've already got. Even though it's ploughed, I'm sure it will probably be worthwhile just to make sure that the weeds are suppressed. I have a feeling that save games start with one free weed-free year. I don't know where I read that or heard that, but I've got some vague recollection that's the case. But we'll do it anyway, just to be sure. And let's... Ooh! Bit of a power slide. Let's pick up a couple more logs. I don't think there's that many actually left in the forest here. And we'll just do a little bit of cheeky lumberjack action here. Once again, you press Alt twice quickly. And then hit the cage at the front, let it drop. Rinse, repeat. Now some of these smaller ones you probably can pick up with just normal strength. And there's no real need to deliver these today, but we'll at least pick them up off the ground. Between episodes I did that baling and it was in the pouring rain, and so it was definitely something that wasn't enjoyable to watch. Luckily baling isn't affected by the weather, only harvesting is, I believe, so that worked out. We still need to bale the grass field, and we'll probably do that next time. I think we're running out of logs in this area, so unfortunately the density of logs or of trees that allowed the excavator to work is a bit low. And that was terrible. Should be able to do that. Where's the other one? Yeah, they kind of blend into the ground, don't they? They can be a little bit hard to see. These 6 meter ones do make it kind of easy to pick up. They're kind of very maneuverable. Yeah, but before you know it, as long as you kind of like pick them up from an angle that makes it easy to position yourself next to the trailer, it doesn't take too long, even with the bit of walking. I am sprinting. I've got a shift pressed down so that I run rather than walk, which does help a little bit. I'm sure my little pinky is going to be tired. You hear about that all the time from Minecrafters because they press shift a lot for like when they're holding onto an edge. I remember quite seriously, Mumbo Jumbo had some tired fingers, and actually so did B00. I'm taping this the day that the Hermitcraft Season 11 videos have been announced or released. So if you are a Minecraft fan, go jump into Hermitcraft Season 11, particularly if you're new to it and you want to watch something to watch with the kids and the family and stuff. Grian, Grian, he's a good choice. If you're more of a technical person, Tango Tech, Tangotek. If you want a really cool girl vibe, Geminitay, Geminitay. And if you want probably the pinnacle in building, B00. So B, the word double, D-O-U-B-L-E, O for octopus, 100, BW 100. So yeah, they're my favorites. And then there's also the OG Etho and Mumbo Jumbo. So Mumbo, M-U-M-B-O, and Etho, E-T-H-O. So they're all starting a new multiplayer map in Minecraft. And after episode 1, it's already looking to be a pretty amazing series. All right, is there anything in the middle here I've missed? The other way to kind of see them is what you do is you go into construction mode and kind of like fly up into the air, kind of like drone mode. All right, so there's some over there, some over here in the middle. And that's my alarm going off. And that means I shouldn't be here playing games. And yeah, there's a couple over here. So that's probably about enough to fill this trailer. So realistically, we've got 4 loads out of this. This little area here got us enough for about 40 something thousand. So probably about 2 months worth. So all that land over there. We probably have enough for, oh, maybe about a year, maybe a bit more than that actually. So it looks like we'll have the harvester or the excavator hired for a year, and we'll have this thing hired for a year, and then at some point obviously we also have to get in there with a chainsaw and do it the hard way, where we have to strip all the bark and all that type of stuff. So yeah, let me get this loaded. Alright, looks like this is going to have to be the last one. They keep on falling off because the railings aren't high enough. But that would do. It also means probably for this guy, it's too much of a load anyway. It'll be a little bit too heavy for it to do its thing. So we'll just park this down here so I remember what we're doing, and then that can stay there because the sawmill is full. Let's jump across to this guy. Okay, that's good timing, and we can set you off on the next field. So that should now be weed free, ready for a planting. And then our field over here, where is the gate for our field? Is it inside? No, it seems to be on the outside. Is it over here? Now we can just go through the hedges. Where is the gate for this? It must be somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. Is it down here? I remember Daggerman complaining about this. Yeah, it's down here. It's kind of like the farm is allocated to someone else. It's more like it's allocated to the farm here on the left. So out of interest, will the AI do this? So if I just say, hey, go. Yeah, you reckons it's already done. Okay, fine. If that's what you think, that's what you think. Which means it should be weed free. So yeah, that field is ready to go. This field just needs to be baled, and we need to then pick them up so they're out of the way. And yeah, good news. So let's bit of momentum problem there. Let's detach that. Because the baler was struggling to go up the hill, the JCB over here, let's flip these out. And this guy, oh actually the JCB is already on the wood duties. And we will end the episode there as I continue doing some balings. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to press like if helps if I turn everything on. Yeah, don't forget to press like, don't forget to subscribe to see more action, and we'll see you next time as we try to get the castle built. So hopefully we will be in September. Planting season will be upon us. We'll work out how that's going to work. We'll set the planter off on the 2 fields that we own. Hopefully by the time that finishes we'll have time to finish this baling, finish the picking up of the bales, finishing the ploughing of this field, and then we can also plant it. And I think all 3 of them are just going to be wheat. Will be very consistent and monotonous, one of those words, singular, and we will have fun with that. So yeah, thanks so much for watching everybody, and we'll see you next time as we do all that.